Welcome to another edition of the Pathfinder Kingmaker Mega Mod Last Azanti Challenge, where this time we are finishing with the Lonely Barrow. We had some golems to kill, and this time we're actually killing them now that we have Greater Magic Fang at capture level 20, gotten to us from our Druidic craft slave. After this, we'll go somewhere else on the map. Let's like, let's subscribe. We like those things, we subscribe to those things, and let's begin. And let's enjoy.
Their life ends here.
See, once we can get to damage reduction, the rest is easy. Okay, that's our golem killer.
Yes.
Shadows.
And we seem to be done here, dear viewership. Alright, let's warp to the St. Galvan's Gullet. Shoop shoop! Again, once we bypass the damage reduction of those golems, they were an easy kill.
I'm always ready.
Na, orma. Na, orma.
One with the shadows.
Pa, riti.
In due time.
Oh, it's a great Cyclops.
I'll take care of it.
Oh, yes! Yes, good. He stays on the ground, because if he tried standing, he probably would have died instantly.
We should move. I'm there.
Is this all there is to the location? We beat a great Cyclops, and then that's it? Well, that's seemingly what happened. Just like a lot of these low-value locations. Huh, one more thing up there. Yes, another amulet of mighty fisting. Shoop shoop! I'm purposely waiting on the tenebrous depths until we have a party, just because some of my friends want me to. We coordinated character creation, and well, we're intending to play a party, just without the voices on their part. For the tenebrous depths, and perhaps other places too.
My skills are absolute.
Resist Sonic, but who uses that? I don't think they mean Sonic and Tails and Knuckles. Oh, acid imbued to giant slug. Okay.
I am never wrong.
Ah, a test of my abilities.
Sure, Excelsior's taking a bit of damage. He's fine. Sorry, she's fine. Ooh, there's the Assassin's Chain shirt. Yeah, that
Follow if you dare.
Assassin Chain shirt seemed familiar. I was here on another character. A one-man show. The previous one-man show. Anyway. That's our entertainment for the location.
I do what I must.
Alright, time to return to the capital for a victory nap.
The shadows. One with the shadows.
Arsenal. Veil of Heaven? Price in ascending order. Okay. It's unique, but I don't have much use for it. Sure, we can put it on a Mary for her section or someone else for their section, but it's just, well, companion fodder.
One with the shadows.
And it even makes her fit in better with her Inquisitor getup.
It's time to act.
Okay, phew! We survived the night. For a moment there, I thought the game had bugged.
I'm there.
Ah! We should call the settlement Bokken. Named after the trader who lives there, I assume. Let me check a guide. Be right back. And we are back. Are we? Yes, we are back. Just had to test if that was the right keyboard command. So, here we go. Bokken's outskirt village. Good. Let's enter. Let's fix this. We founded the new village. All right. Well... Ah! I went for the wrong location. I didn't realize there was more than one spot where I could found a village. Let's check. Yep, that's the only place that we can found a village. So in this case, I apologize, I oopsied. Check a guide, it'll show you more of where to go. So, we still want the wood wall, of course. And I assume we still want Bokken's alchemical shop. Let me check something. Well, dear viewership, this just became a bit more complex because this town layout uses a different layout than another settlement that we could have founded. And the game didn't make it clear enough to me what was happening with this. So I blame the game makers, and I feel right in doing so. But anyway, let's handle this, dear viewership. This is just my present guess as to what should go where. Well, there we go. That's my best guess as to where to put stuff for the moment. We have barracks top left, longhouse top mid, Bokken's alchemical shop top right. Mid left, bulletin board. Total mid is tavern. Shop is mid right. Shrine is bottom left. Bottom mid is herbalist house because it's the only way to get arcane for the moment. And smithy is bottom right. Buildings were generally placed because that's what the guide says was good, and I had to adapt because the guide was for a different town layout in a settlement in a location that we didn't pick, and I didn't realize at the time that there was an option for more than one settlement. Hey. Watchtower because it just seemed like a good thing to have, and it could only be placed in the separate slot. And the wooden wall because something has to go there. Now that our SimCity time is over, let's go back to killing things, and looting, and exploring. Warp to a location, just take one step, and we are already fighting something. Or finding something. But probably fighting something that we're finding.
This will be quick.
Barely fitting still counts as fitting. Ah, save made. Oops. Phew! An elderly half-elf stands before you. His sun-bleached hair reveals him as a seasoned traveler, and the confidence with which he holds his bow reveals him to be a seasoned warrior as well, and his cart full of various items. It seems a trader. In addition... Ah, damned trolls! Almost died from the stink alone! The half-elf wipes the sweat from his brow. Ah, they almost had me! Since one of the trolls not afraid of fire. Good thing I had a few flasks of acid among my goods. Ah, thank you for your timely rescue, friends. Despite his confident gaze, his voice trembles slightly. Ah, a few moments more, and I would have... He frowns. Ah, well, whoever rules this land gives little care to its safety. Formerly safe trade roads are given over to trolls, and not a god can be seen. Where are my manners? I am Dalton, from Miven, a merchant by trade. Who are you? Oh, I'm the Baroness of these lands. Your words are fair. I'll do what I can to make the roads safer. Dalton looks shocked. Oh, I beg your forgiveness, your grace. Dalton bows politely. But these trolls, they're a threat to everyone. They've attacked several villages, destroyed several bridges, and are scaring away trade caravans. Worse than bandits by far. If your grace is willing to resolve this matter, I know of a mage living nearby. I visit him from time to sell him reagents for his spells. He's an expert on trolls. Might know why they've suddenly become bolder and fireproof. I see you're an experienced trader. Care to work for me only? Don't get me wrong, Your Grace. I have family in Brevoy, so my roads must always take me there, no matter how dangerous the journey. Well, the roads are unsafe, just as you said, and I would suggest you just go no further. Trade there for the moment, until the roads are safer at least. Well, Dalton frowns. Well, if things are that bad, well, then perhaps I shall conduct my business here for a time. Very well. Tell me more about this caster. Dalton scratches his head. Bartholomew is his name. He's not bad for a human. Always so polite, so respectful, but there's something odd about him, and he lives alone in the middle of the woods. His house surrounded by traps with a single safe road leading to it. No bandits nor trolls scare him. And by the way he looks at you, it's like he's examining you, like he's considering to crack you open to see what's inside. The chills. Dalton shivers. Any other dangers? The trolls aren't enough. Well, I've heard of a disturbing rumor that... it doesn't... Okay, well, it's dead. I was there already. Oh, long ago, Miven was founded by the Sword Lords who refused to bow before the new ruler. Okay, that's all I want to hear. Thanks. Hold a moment. I didn't have a chance to reward you for your help. Fortunes are best shared, after all. Safe travels.
I'm always ready. I'll take care of it.
Well, we did pretty well for being surprised and unbuffed. Hallelujah. It's a trap! Insert Admiral Akbar meme here.
I'm off. I'm there.
A barefoot young man in tattered clothes stands before you. His eyes dart about wildly, and his matted hair sticks up in dirty spikes. Help! Help! The young man yells, even though you're right in front of him. What's wrong with you? What happened? Help! He manages at last. His eyes are wide, so wide they look like they might fall out of his sockets. What happened? Traitors! We're traitors! Letskin and me, and Wayne waves his hand vaguely. As he relaxes, he starts to babble. We usually come to visit the local mage, bring him food, and he gives us magic trinkets in exchange. We came a month ago, left him some supplies. We were riding back today, and we wanted to stop and pick up an order he promised to complete. Well, Lexington stayed to guard the cart while I went to the mage's house. The mage Has a bunch of traps around the house. Scares off the trolls, you see. He even put up a warning sign by the road so people wouldn't get hurt. You just have to stick to the road. Trolls are stupid, can't read, so they got caught. But I didn't stick to the road. I thought I saw something glittering in the underbrush. Soon as I approached, boom! 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 Suddenly I was flying upside down. Wayne lifts his hands sharply to mimic the blast. When I landed, I was too scared to move, so many traps around. I wouldn't survive a second. Boom! Where are your boots? Wayne looks at his feet perplexed. He moves his toes as though trying to feel the inside of an invisible boot. Boom! He answers at last. So you want to get back to the road? Wayne begins frantically nodding and stops, thinks the matter over, and then begins frantically shaking his head instead. The way back to the road is free of traps.
We should move.
Yes, Bartholomew is leaving all these low danger experience point places around. Experience points. EXP generators. This is why I enjoy having some long-range stuff, too. There. Done. Fixed. Yes, we collected sweet, sweet syrup. Second verse, same as the first, only farther away. Yeehaw! Nuke the site from orbit, it's the only way to be sure! Oh, we were overloaded with junk. Well, in that case... Let's come over here and let's buff, because apparently we need to do this just to get on with life. See, now we're only at a medium load. I was hoping for a light load, but this'll do for now.
I do what I must.
Okay, let's talk to Bart over here. See? A middle-aged man stands before you. His clothes are not too gaudy but tasteful. Despite living in the wilderness, he looks well-groomed, even dapper. His mustache is slick, and the nails on his agile, soft hands are meticulously polished. Oh, what a pleasant surprise! Welcome, Your Grace. Would you like a cup of tea? Something stronger, perhaps? It's a great honor for a humble hermit entertaining such an important personage. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Bartholomew Delgado, at your service. How may I be of assistance? So, what do you know about these fire-resistant trolls? Oh, I've never heard of anything like it. If this is true, I'll have to revise my defenses. Bartholomew suddenly goes silent, frowns, and closes his eyes. Ah, Your Grace, I'm afraid we must intermit that conversation for now. A moment ago, a troll was caught in one of my fire traps, and it was unharmed. I suggest the chance to explore its corpse would better equip me to answer your questions. My liege, I humbly request your protection. Please follow me. Yes, lead the way. Well, if I do this, he might get a turn. But he didn't. So I had mixed feelings. One, that means he didn't get to show off his spells,
Follow if
but it also
you
meant
dare.
that we were so powerful that the enemy never got a turn. Bartholomew walks around the troll's corpse. Ah, well, at least they're still vulnerable to steel and acid. Now let's look into why a creature lost its respect for fire. Bartholomew recites an incantation and waves his hand over the troll's chest, then points at a specific spot on it. There, branded on its flesh, is a symbol of a blacksmith's hammer encircled by a thorn-studded vine. Ah, whatever that is, that's the reason the flesh didn't burn. The wizard slowly makes an incision around the brand and peels the flesh off, excising the brand completely. I must study this. Here's the key to my laboratory. Wait for me there. I'll join you soon enough. And without another word, Bartholomew whispers an incantation and vanishes.
It's time to act.
Azanti. Go.
Wash. Ala Swa down. Ba air Riti. Wash.
I'm doing this because I'm expecting a fight somewhere in this lab. Somewhere.
This spell works differently.
Ba air Riti. Ba air Riti. U F. Wash. Be there, Ormo. Ba air Riti. Na air Orma. Na air Orma.
One with the shadows. In due time. I'm there.
Well, Dimwit the Troll is in a cage. Let's see what happens. Barba! A hoarse croak comes from behind the bars. Barba! The troll sitting in the cage is so thin you can see his ribs through his skin. Although you see no scars, his pelt is matted with dried blood and his eyes are dull and unfocused. Various knives, saws, and bloody manacles scattered about leave little doubt as to what the troll has suffered. Barba! Troll croaks through clenched teeth. Kill me! Enough it hurts. Bartholomew rushes into the laboratory, waving the sample of the branded troll skin excitedly. Ah, it was simpler than I thought. This is a simple spell of fire protection. Any competent wizard could cast it. The unusual element was the way the spell was applied. This wasn't cast by any human hand, though. Oh no, the brand was stamped on with some artifact, which would make it possible to make trolls fire resistant in massive numbers. This is grave news for us all. My fire traps are useless now, and making acid traps will take time and resources. More importantly, for trolls to organize in such a way, there must be some greater intelligence operating behind the scenes. And if that is the case, the list of potential targets for a force that tremendous is a short one. Bartholomew pauses, then begins to rummage through his lab. I promised you a reward, so please accept these acid wands. I'm afraid you may need them soon. Bart, explain why this troll is in your cage. Bart's eyes light up. Oh yes, this is the greatest project of my career. I'm exploring the regenerative possibilities of trolls in hopes of passing them on to humans. Can you imagine the possibilities? Pain, senility, mutilations, even death itself. Defeated! Oh, you weren't concerned. I acquired this troll illicitly, were you? Don't worry, I purchased it legally. I'm not some poacher out roaming in the Baroness's woods. Well, this sounds interesting. Proceed, even though the game thinks I'm doing a lawful evil action. I think this is being done for the greater good. Oh, it's so refreshing to work for someone with an open mind. Believe me, Your Grace, I'll prove to be a valuable ally.
One with the shadows.
You seem to be well educated. Why are you here in the woods? Oh, I'm simply a humble researcher in the field of esoteric sciences, and I've chosen this location to work in peace, away from the noise of the city. When the environment is quiet and the air is fresh, ink just begs to be set to paper. What do you have for sale? Thank you for taking my junk and paying me full price. Whatever. Sure, I heard Bokken wants this. Sure, this'll be useful. Polish of feather tokens? What? If these are true, I absolutely want to try them. Just for the fun of it.
I'm off. I'm always ready.
Oh, are those traps yours in the woods? Oh, they're mine, yes. You see, while I'm happy to welcome guests, I prefer those who are capable of coherent speech. I've neither interest in nor desire to waste my time fighting off every monster that comes across my dwelling. But I did leave a safe passage for those who can read. I even installed a sign. You must have seen it. What about the local bandits? Oh, they've tried once. Now they just make every effort to stay away. They only show up if they don't have any other options, and even then they just politely ask me to enchant their arrows. Sometimes even those who can read get caught in your traps, like Wayne. Oh, Wayne, frankly, I wonder what's going on in his brain that he just rushed into the forest being perfectly aware of the danger. Obviously, if you hadn't rescued him, I would, just a bit later, after he'd learned his lesson. Question about the traps? Ah, well, it's time to
The
go.
shadows. I do what I must.
Thank you! Wayne's teeth are still chattering, but he seems to be focusing better. Thank you, you saved my life! Oh, Lexian is dead. Oh, dead? That's awful! May Erasmus save his soul! What a horrible day! Well, but I think it's a good day. A good day for him to die. since I'm feeling adventurous, let's warp ahead in the plot. Or at least buffed.
One with the shadows.
Okay. Raspberry Gully. Here's the message. I've been waiting for you a long, long time. Oh hey, it's a druid.
Their life ends here.
Alright, what buffs does he have? He's immune to fire. Good! Wow! That's insane! Well... Hi! Let's focus on killing this Druid. Well, at least we killed the caster. And the water elemental. Yeah, again, that felt insane. It's like, oh hey, you talk to this guy, and suddenly he just summons an Elder Elemental of each type as a free action. Or as his turn. Either way, that's a lot. Well, that counts. Alright, what was this Voldred the Druid carrying anyway? Oh, a piece of sky metal. Oh, the game basically said, here, I have a message for you. Die! I'm glad we're such a high level, hallelujah. And that just seemed to be the entirety of this place. Here, go here, get ganked by this druid. And truly, I had no idea that was about to happen. Alright, well, let's go find Jubilost. He's at ford over the Skunk River.
One with the shadows. I am never wrong. With the shadows.
I just came from fighting Elder Elementals. Y'all don't scare me. So, the gnome invites some of his friends. Stupid, slow, sluggish gnome. Gnome! Stupid. There's a purple kobold on the riverbank who looks just like your old acquaintance, Tartusio. Kobolds want this cart. Kobolds shall have it. The horse skull hides most of the kobold's face, but you see his vicious eyes glinting through the empty socket staring at you. By orders of myself, the glorious King Tartuk. The kobold pounds his chest with his fist. Tartuk, king! The head of the gnome expedition wipes his brow and glares at the kobold. Ah, this bastard was the one talking our ears off while the rest of them were trying to steal our cart. King Tartuk. Gnome looks at you and winks. What do you say to a bit of regicide? I've killed you, and I've killed you, and I've killed you. I've killed far greater, and you shall die again. How dare you speak like that to a king? Kobolds, attack. Charades! Charade! Yeah.
One with the shadows. We should move.
Amateurs!
gone. That's more like it.
Yeah, I think this Jubilost is invincible during this fight.
I'm getting killed here.
See you soon, though. This is not over. While the gnomes were busy fighting the kobolds, furiously cursing and diligently pushing their unwelcome guests right in their dragonish snouts, the cart was all but forgotten. The unwitting cause of the fight, it was being dragged away by the scared ponies when it slid down the ford, sinking all the way up to the coachman's seat in the river. This is where the Skunk River flows into the Tuskwater, and the current becomes excessively spiteful. Okay. So, save a cart. We'll save a cart. Here we go. And yes, Sylvia succeeded, and now the cart's fine. So, we pulled the cart from the river. We tried to pull the cart out.
One with the shadows.
Arg. The gnome that stands before you wears dirty and ragged clothes. They once looked stylish and wealthy long ago, but those times are long gone. His black hair is matted. A deep, fresh scratch crosses his cheek. Despite this rather pathetic look, the gnome behaves with inner dignity and even manages to maintain a superior manner.
Jubilost
Jubilost
no one.
Northrop. Humble servants to no one.
Proved to not be capable enough to save my cart. Well, one shouldn't expect a fast reaction from a baroness herself. After all, it's common knowledge that titled persons usually hire a bunch of advisors to do all the... By the way, it's a shame no one organized a greeting party when such a famous and popular person as myself arrived to your capital. I wasn't expecting a red carpet covered with rose petals, but you could. Too bad none of my servants made it alive. Dimwits they were, but at least their service came cheap. Also, while I'm on that, I'd like to make an official announcement. The roads in your barony are in terrible condition. People must search for wading fords to cross the rivers because no one had bothered themselves with building bridges, and honest travelers have to take the risks. So, how did you say your barony was called? Oh, whatever, never mind. When I draw the map of these lands, I will call them the End of All Roads. Dirt Beyond. I guess it's a fitting name. I've already told you I visited your capital some time ago. Weren't you listening to me?
I didn't know you
right. I should have remembered that your lands are in the middle of nowhere, and you don't get updates on important things in time.
What are you famous for?
That was either a stupid and offensive joke or a case of total ignorance. The latter, I hope. I'm famous as a traveler, a cartographer, an alchemist, and a journalist. Culinary almanac of the inner sea? Or the most scandalous one, the Independence, describing benefits and drawbacks of... Didn't read any of these? Oh, well, don't answer that. I don't want to spoil my impression of your barony. It's... so what? I don't like a lot of things. You know what I do when I don't like something? I try to change it. For example, I don't like your barony's... Oh, I can see it's your first encounter with freedom of speech. Just do what you consider right and let others discuss it. You know, not everyone gets a chance to become a baroness, so discussing a baroness' actions is actually
This is
all
the
the
loading
unlucky
screen,
ones
folks.
can do.
Actually, I don't mind your freedom of speech.
Wow, a baroness supporting freedom of speech. Well, that's news. Remains to be seen what you'll say
So
after
what
reading my
happened here?
article. My party and I set up camp at the bank of this river. We'd just finished kindling the fire when that purple bastard appeared. You know what he told me? He introduced himself as the King of the Kobolds and told me he needed our clothes because he wanted to dress his subjects properly, you see, as long as they've established the kingdom of their own. That's literally what he said. I wonder, where did he learn the words?
I suspect
Obviously, I told him
Jubilost
to
is
bug
what
off.
Indiana
Some
Jones would
kobold
be
wants
if
to
he
strut
were
around
wearing
the clothes of
glasses,
the
had
great
superiority
cartographer
complex, had
Jubilost
no whip,
Nartropple.
no hat, and
No
were short.
way. So I've been explaining my position to him, being rather eloquent too, suggesting he and his so-called kingdom might as well fall into the deepest sinkhole.
So
In the
what
meantime,
are
I've
you
noticed
doing
that
so far from
kobolds have already... I
civilization?
pursue two objectives. The first is to write an article on this new barony of yours for the Independent. The second is to draw a detailed map of the stolen lands. Before that, anyway, I'm almost done with this journey.
What is this
My
dwarven
article is
outpost you were
practically
searching
ready,
for?
so your ignorance is stunning. You create a... You see, long ago there was a dwarven trade route crossing these lands. It connected 5 Kings Mount. One of these outposts must be somewhere nearby, lost and completely forsaken. But nothing
Is this
can
old
avoid the
dwarven outpost
watchful
now a
eye
troll
of the great
outpost?
cartographer Jubilost Nartropple. I will find this out. Why not? Dwarves like being underground. Trolls like being underground too.
Alright,
It's
I've looked
quite
that we work
possible
together.
after dwarves. You seem to be a capable companion. But I'll pass for now. I still have to count my losses after the river took my cart and all my stuff.
Well, once I find this outpost, I plan to teleport us there, so I get experience.
I would be grateful. I'll stay.
One with the shadows.
Hey, it's you again. I would be grateful. I'll stay here.
With the shadows. I'm there.
That ends today's video, dear viewership, with a like and a subscription, and a thank you. Good night, God bless.